Before anyone speaks, you already know who's upset.
Left corner, forced laugh, tight jaw. And the boss, he's calm in the way people get calm right before they explode.
Stop. I'm just being observant.
No, you're being trained. I'm going to ruin your favorite compliment in 10 seconds. People think emotional intelligence comes from books, therapy, meditation. Sometimes it comes from something uglier. Practice under pressure.
Practice what?
Practice predicting moods. Practice reading microshifts. Practice staying small dot. And then one day, people call you mature.
There's a label for this pattern, and once you hear it, a lot of your life starts making sense.
Also, there's one sign on this list that separates trauma smart from just anxious, and it's not the one you think.
Okay, say the label.
Traumatic intelligence.
Trauma doesn't only wound people. Sometimes it sharpens them. Not like a motivational quote, like a nervous system getting upgraded. Early, because it had no other choice.
I made you quick.
You made me tired.
Both can be true.
If you've ever felt too sensitive, too aware, always ahead, these 10 signs are the blueprint. And halfway through, you'll understand why your calm isn't actually calm. Sign 1. You read the room before anyone says a word. You pick up on tension in posture, eye contact, a half-second delay.
You don't call it data. You call it a feeling. But it's pattern recognition, built from repetition.
So it's not intuition?
It's intuition with receipts.
Sign 2. You notice what people need before they admit it. You sense the shift before they process it themselves.
Because once you tracked emotional weather to stay safe, you learned if you notice early, you can prevent the storm.
That sounds like empathy.
It's empathy plus prevention.
Sign 3. Under pressure, you get weirdly calm and strategic. When things fall apart, you adapt. Fast.
High stakes were your baseline, so your system treats chaos like familiar territory.
Then why do small things wreck me?
Because small things are quiet, and quiet is where you used to wait for the hit.
Sign 4. You replay conversations like they're evidence. You analyze motives. You read between lines that aren't even there.
Because in your early world, meaning was hidden, and missing it had consequences.
So I became a detective.
Yeah, and the case is always, am I safe?
Sign 5. You think deeply about human behavior, almost compulsively. You don't just see people, you map them.
You became a student of human nature because unpredictability forced you to. Understanding people felt essential, not interesting.
And here's the trap. When this becomes your identity, you start confusing vigilance with depth. Sign 6. Your strengths don't feel like strengths until someone points them out. Perceptiveness, empathy, strategic thinking. From the outside, it looks like talent.
From the inside, it feels like holding your breath.
So is this a weakness dressed as a strength?
No, it's a real adaptation. But adaptations come with a cost.
Keep going. Because the next signs aren't just about what you can do. They're about what it did to your life. Sign 7. You're radically self-reliant. You don't wait for rescue. You build solutions quietly.
Because dependence felt risky. So competence became the default.
People call that independence.
It's independence with a locked door behind it.
Sign 8. You feel things more intensely than people around you. Injustice bothers you on a visceral level. A gentle moment can break you open.
Your emotional system got sensitized early. You don't just observe the world. You feel it at a higher frequency.
Then why do I go numb sometimes?
Because intensity has an off switch. It's called shutdown.
Sign 9. Trust is difficult, but when it happens, it's profound. Your threshold is higher than average.
Not cynicism. Calibration. You learn that safe signals can be fake.
So I filter people.
And sometimes you filter out the ones who would have been good.
Sign 10. Rest and stillness feel complicated, almost unsafe. When things slow down, your mind doesn't soften. It sharpens.
Because stillness used to be the setup, the calm before the slam, the normal day before the mood turned.
And this is where traumatic intelligence stops looking like a gift and starts showing the bill. You promised a separating sign. The difference between trauma smart and just anxious.
Good. Now you're ready. Anxiety fears bad outcomes. Traumatic intelligence fears calm outcomes because calm in your past was often the warning sign. So your body learned to treat peace like a disguise.
So my maturity wasn't wisdom.
It was a survival upgrade.
And this is the part people don't tell you. You can be deeply self-aware and still repeat the pattern. Because insight isn't the same as healing.
And when things get good, you sabotage. You pick a fight. You disappear. You leave first. Because good makes you vulnerable.
That's not you being broken. That's your nervous system protecting you with outdated software. Here's the upgrade. You don't have to delete the intelligence. You just stop living in the emergency. The real maturity isn't staying calm in chaos. It's learning to be calm and calm.
So what do you do with me?
I stopped letting you drive. But I don't pretend you were useless. You were a brilliant solution to a problem that isn't happening anymore. If you're so mature was the compliment you lived on, ask yourself what it cost you to earn it. The sharpness was real. So was the cost. And the question isn't how you got here. It's what you choose to do with the intelligence you built, now that you don't have to survive the same way. If this genuinely connected for you, subscribe. Not because I'm asking, but because we're building a library that makes these patterns finally make sense. And here's the next question. What if some of what you call anxiety is actually high-level pattern recognition you never learned how to manage? I break that down in this video right here.